What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dontavious, aka DT. Today we're going to be talking about how to get recruited out of high school. For those of you who hadn't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of good content coming about student athletes, tips, advice, and entertainment. All right, let's get straight into it. First up, we have performance. When it comes to getting recruited, performance is the most important factor because coaches need to see that you can perform. Coaches need to see that you have talent. They need to see that, oh, this kid can make plays, or this kid can jump high, this kid can really run fast. If they can't, see that, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be difficult for you to, get coaches to look at you. I would say that's on top of the list because people can see that. Nobody is going to miss a kid who can run a 10-100 meter. Nobody's going to miss a kid who can jump 7'2", 7'3" out of high school. Nobody's going to miss that. It's dang near impossible, and coaches are going to be all over that and want that. So when it comes to getting recruited out of high school, performance is the most important factor. Next up, connections. Connections is the second most important factor on my list because when it comes to getting recruited, who you know is so very important. I know a ton of kids who got offers just because they knew somebody. I know kids who probably weren't extremely talented, but they had potential and they wouldn't have gotten offers that they got unless they knew somebody. So I really encourage you athletes to try to make friends, build connections within your space. And within your district at your school, they can potentially get you an offer or get you in contact with a coach to become a walk-on or whatever. Next up, we have being proactive. When I say being proactive, I mean emailing coaches, sending them your film, sending them your marks. Like, okay, I jumped 16 in high school. I ran 10.2. I had this many yards on the field. I scored this many points on the court. Sending them your film, your marks, everything that you've done. Because sometimes coaches just don't see some athletes, and some athletes are extremely talented and they get overlooked. But some of that could have been avoided if the athlete had been proactive and emailed a ton of coaches. And then if only 2 or 3 of those coaches respond and you ended up getting the opportunities at those 3 schools and you email 50 coaches, that is a big deal that you got 3 offers that you probably wouldn't have gotten. So being proactive is probably one of the most important things also. Next up, we have staying out of trouble. No coach wants to deal with an athlete who can't stay out of trouble, who's constantly getting into fights, getting into trouble in school, if you're getting arrested. Coaches don't want to deal with that because at the end of the day, whoever they pick up is a reflection of them and their team, and their job could be on the line, so they don't want to get somebody who could potentially endanger them and their families as well as the team and put the team in bad positions. Like when it comes to going to a championship, they can't rely on this kid to be solid and stay out of trouble, and he ends up getting suspended before the championship, and that he was a big part of the team. Coaches don't want to deal with that. They would much rather pick up an athlete who was pretty much on par with the athlete but can definitely stay out of trouble. Last but not least on this list, we have grades. Even though grades are important, when it comes to getting recruited, grades I would say are at the bottom of this list because coaches really do not care if you want the truth of it. Coaches don't really care how good your grades are as long as you can perform. They just want you to pass. If you can pass your classes, whether that's with C's, low B's, or high D's, they don't care. They just want you to perform. And when it comes to getting recruited out of high school, I'm not saying, okay, just flunk out of class. I'm not saying that. You have to have grades to get into some universities, period. But I'm saying when it comes to getting recruited, performance, connections, being proactive, and staying out of trouble are all more important than grades on my list, and from my experience and what I've seen. Because I've seen plenty of athletes with terrible grades who perform at a high level and win, and coaches are all over that. All right, YouTube, that was my video on how to get recruited out of high school. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please like this video if you like this video. And yeah, we out of there.